What's up, everybody? Unrested here. Today I have a bit of a touchy subject and I need to be careful with how I word this. So I'm going to start it off with a disclaimer first. This video is a JFAQ on weeaboos. Oftentimes I am asked by many viewers my opinion on weeaboo culture, what I think of weeaboos, etc., etc. And before anybody gets angry about anything, I want to say if you are a weeaboo, or you consider yourself a weeaboo, or someone has called you a weeaboo in the past, that is, for example, someone who's very excited about anime or manga or Japanese movies or Japanese culture, that's fine. I'm okay with that. I don't mind it at all. If you're a viewer of mine, cool, that's great. I thank you for coming to the channel and subscribing. I have nothing against weeaboos. I don't see any problem with someone being excited about a anime, manga, culture, etc. That is just the name for someone excited about the Japanese versions of all these things. Why anyone would be upset about somebody's excitement for a certain subject, I don't know. And I think they can actually be helpful in spreading the word to those less knowledgeable of the world and Japan and its many amazing mediums such as anime, manga, play mall, all different types of stuff, by spreading the word across, the entire country. And everybody always worries about globalization. Well, they're kind of pushing Japanization, which is kind of cool. I'm for that. The more I see this country grow and thrive, the better I live a life here. So why would I be angry about that? I'm not. Here's where I see people get angry. And please realize I'm doing this from an objective perspective. I am not judging any weeaboo. I'm not saying every weeaboo is like this. I'm not saying they are all under these categories that I'm naming right now. But here's some things I see where people get angry. Sometimes there are people, and I don't know if you would always put this under 100% weeaboo culture. I think this can happen in different cliques that are just interested in Japanese stuff in general. They read one manga, they read one anime, they see one movie about Japan, and they assume that this has given them all-knowing knowledge of this country, or they assume Japan is really this way all the time, or they think they can come here and do whatever is being done in that book, or that people can live that kind of life here in Japan, which there may be some aspects of that is true. If you read a very normal, everyday, down-to-earth, more relatively modern, and less set in a fantasy world manga, some of that may be true. There may be some very real-life situations. There are manga about salarymen. There are manga about Japanese girls just going on simple dates. There's manga on tennis. There's manga on basketball. Now, of course, some of the things that they're able to do in some of these mangas is a bit exaggerated, but nonetheless, they have some very everyday situations that happen in them. So saying that everything that they take away from those is bullshit and never happens in Japan is actually bullshit in itself. Some of those things really do happen in Japan. Now, of course, if we get into super fantasy manga or like ones where they're wearing crazy cosplay costumes all the time, yes, of course, Japan is not a constant, cosplay con. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is I don't believe every weeaboo has the association with what they read, see, or learn about Japan is 100% all the time what Japan is like. And for people to assume that, it's kind of uncalled for, I would say. Where things do become frustrating from that aspect, and again, I don't know if I would put this in the category of weeaboo. I think I would just put this in the category of a general non-traveled person, a generally uncultured person, which can be really in any category, not weeaboo category. When they decided that one thing or the 2 or 3 manga that they've read or anime that they've seen or series that they've followed for a while is the end-all be-all answer to how Japan really is and how people should act in Japan, or how people do act in Japan, or what they've heard about Japan or how they think Japanese people act is what you should be doing. So they watch your videos and they say, oh, you should always be calm in every situation and never, stray from the way Japanese people are, where they're always calm. Dude, I have seen Japanese people freak out here hardcore. You can find multiple videos of Japanese people freaking out. You can follow people like Yakuza Boy, where he freaks out, or what's his name? The guy who goes on the women's train. It's the name for discrimination. Sabetsu-san. Sabetsu-san is his name. Discrimination in Japanese is sabetsu. And he goes on the women's train because there's not actually a law against men going on the women's train. And he'll do that. He'll go on there. And these women, there's one video of this woman just going fucking ape shit. Like, she's losing it over this. So there is videos of people going totally fucking ballistic in Japan. There is times Japanese people are not calm. It does happen. They do have their freak out points. It is rare in comparison to where I'm from in America. It is far, far, far rare. Like, when it happens, everybody just kind of is like, what? So, I mean, it's a big deal. It doesn't happen very much, but it's not that it never happens. And when people watch my videos, and for example, just recently I had one where I was angry at a politician shouting outside of my apartment at 8 p.m., which actually it was 8:04, 4 minutes past the time that is legal to actually be out there shouting on a megaphone. 8 to 8 is the politician times that they can come out and shout on the streets, as annoying as that may be, and waking up my kids too. So I went out there quite angry and had a few choice words for her. And people were like, oh, you should be calm in Japan. There were some people who were like, oh, you need to be more calm. Everybody in Japan is calm all the time. This is their job to do that. Well, first of all, they don't know fucking shit about what the fuck a political campaign is. And they don't know shit about what times or laws or how Japanese politics work. They probably don't even know what the fuck the diet is. Okay? And they're giving me advice about how I should act in this country. People always should stay calm in that country. You should just have more patience with people. Well, first of all, number one, you just watched a 1 minute and 24-second video of my day. That means the rest of those 24 hours are 23 hours and 59 minutes that you didn't see. I wasn't yelling or getting angry or being pissed off. It was just that 1 minute and 24 seconds of video that was on there. So you're judging me on 1 minute of my day. That's a fraction of my fucking life. You are an idiot. And that's just kind of like a personal thing. That's kind of like, oh, I can personally judge this person because I've seen 1 minute of their life. I know everything about them now. That's just idiocy. And I don't know if those people are weeaboos or what they are, but obviously they have this misconception of Japan where people never get angry. I have seen Ochan, that is an old man, get angry and yell at politicians for being too loud. I have seen them come out of their shops when they're trying to sell stuff and customers won't come to their shops because these vans are parked out front yelling their head off. And you know, who wants to stand right next to a shop and try to shop calmly when you can't even hear the fucking elevator music playing in the shop because it's too goddamn loud outside. And they have to get out there and have to be like, look, you can have this political campaign, but not in front of my fucking store. Customers aren't coming in now because of you. Okay? And they get fucking pissed and angry. And they're Japanese, so should I tell them they need to be more patient too in their own country? Come the fuck on. Now, those are the kind of weeaboos I fucking hate. Alright? Those are the kind of people who've, I don't know, I guess they've seen one movie about calm and tranquil goddamn Japan. It's always like that, and you need to act like that when you get here. You'll never run into any sort of frustrating situation whatsoever at all. It's 100% peaceful, fun, happy, beautiful days every day, each and every day. That kind of shit I hate. Life is real, okay? My main thing that I like to do with my channel is show you real fucking Japan. It's an awesome country. I love this country. I love living here. This country has great benefits. I love the health insurance here because I'm not gonna go fucking broke like I was in America. There's some amazing fucking things about this country. But every country, like you know, with my series Dark Side, has its dark side. There's problems in this country, okay? There's problems with suicide, there's problems with overwork, death from overwork, hikikomori, shut-ins that never come out of their house. Those are things I'm gonna cover too. I'm not just gonna give you only the beautiful parts of Japan. Now, I will say, if you watch my channel, I have about 650 videos at this point, and I would say almost 90% of them are positive about Japan. The people that I can't stand, and again, this might not only be weeaboos, this might just be people who delve into, I guess, their own personal love of certain aspects of Japan, which is okay until you decide that that needs to fit every single video I make on my channel. No, it doesn't. 90% of my videos are very positive. When you find one, like for example, I did one where I did a response to Ryan Boundless, who's very unhappy with Japan, and I think he might be in a dark place eternally in his life. I realize that guy's got some kind of issues. I understand that. I know that. I see that in that guy. But I can still agree with some of the stuff he says because some of it is still right. Okay? Whether he's coming from a dark place or not, some of it is still right. It's not all right. It's not all 100% right, and it's not all 100% like he says it is all the time. For the most part, Japan's a pretty fucking awesome country to live in. Life is good. Life is really fucking good here for me. I love it. I love it. I'm never gonna move back. Okay? I will most likely either retire in maybe like Malaysia or some other Asian country because it's cheaper to retire there and all my yen becomes fucking triple, but I will most likely die in Japan. I will be buried here. I love this country. But it still has problems, and I am gonna show you those real problems. I think it's good to be excited about this country. I think it's good to talk about this country, discuss it, learn about it, and spread the word about some of the amazing stuff it has to offer, anime, manga, and there's way more than that. Please understand that. There's so much more than that. Spread those things, get to know them, learn some kanji, but also learn the important things that make up a country. Learn about its politics, learn about its social issues, learn about the real life struggles that go on there every day, learn about how women's rights here are horrible, like how there's a wretched glass ceiling that you wouldn't believe how low it is. Learn a little bit, okay? And that won't just make you the average weeaboo, that will make you a fucking awesome weeaboo. And they can exist, and they do exist, and they do view my channel, and they are awesome viewers, and I appreciate each and every one of you, weeaboo or not weeaboo. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I am Unrested. If you like what you saw here today, like, comment, and subscribe.